Next, let's go over the basics of using the sketch feature. Starting at the top, you will notice 3 or 4 tabs: Tools, Options, Exact Scope, and Annotation. For the most part, you will work strictly out of the Tools tab. This is where you locate various tools to draw and dimension the property. We'll start with the Room tool. You can either select the tool from the toolbar or use the keyboard shortcut, R. Once you have selected the Room tool, you can simply click to drop the room in or click and drag the room to size. I suggest clicking and dragging the room to the approximate size, as you can edit the dimensions easier once it is placed. To enter the specific dimensions, select the wall next to the wall you want to edit. When you do that, the measurement turns blue. Simply select the measurement and enter the desired dimensions. Now that our room is placed, we want to change the label appropriately. We will call this the living room. To edit the label, select the room. You will notice the label will turn blue. Click the room label and enter the correct room name. Now, there are several ways to continue adding additional adjoined rooms. You can grab the Room tool again and simply drop a room in next to your existing room, then edit the dimensions after. Personally, I like to use the Control and Drag method. To do this, select the existing room, hold down your Control key, and drag the wall handle. This creates a room right next to the existing room. Let's say that one of these adjoining rooms you add is actually a closet. Sketch allows you to assign a room as a subroom. We will make room 2 the bedroom and room 4 its closet. To change the closet to be a subroom of the bedroom, select the closet and click the Properties icon to the right. There, locate the property called Subgroup of, click the drop-down menu, and select Bedroom. Next, let's go over the room properties. This is where the specific room properties are located. You will see the room label, the subgroup, and room type. Then we come to the dimensions. Here you can edit the floor height if, for example, the room is sunken or raised above the floor level. So, for example, if the room is sunken, say, 6 inches, you would enter 6 inches for the floor height, then select below in the relation to level drop-down. You can always check 3D view to see how the settings change the room. As you can see here, this room is 6 inches lower than the rest of the sketch. Next, let's look at the wall thickness property. Some walls, like exterior walls, should be 8 inches thick. Here you can change the wall thickness, although this will change every wall accordingly. I will show you how to address specific walls later on. For now, let's move down to the ceiling properties. Here you're able to select from several ceiling types, such as sloped, peaked, tray, and attic. You will notice that each come with different dimension options. When you select each dimension, there is an image to the left that shows specifically where that measurement applies. Let's make this a peak ceiling and run through setting the correct dimensions. The first measurement is the distance to peak. This defines how far from the wall the peak of the ceiling is. Let's make this easy and set it to 10 feet, about the middle of the room. Next, we will set the peak height. This is how far from the floor the peak of the ceiling is. We'll make this one 18 feet tall. Then for the short and tall walls, let's leave them at the standard 8 feet. Again, you can always see how these settings affect the room by looking at it in 3D view. As you can see, we have a peaked ceiling. You can even make changes in this view to see them take effect in real time, although it's best to make these changes in plan view. That covers the basics of the room tool in Sketch. In the next section, we will cover the wall, doorway, and window tools. Next, let's cover the wall tool. This tool is mainly used for things like pony walls. I do not recommend using it to create a room, as this can cause issues. Select the tool, then hover over where on the wall you would like this wall to protrude from. As you will see, when you click to place it, the wall tool is still active. In order to drop the tool, press Escape on your keyboard. As I mentioned, this tool you will mainly use for things like pony walls. Let's make room 2 a bathroom, and we will add a pony wall near where the toilet will be. To do that, we'll grab the wall tool, then hover over the area we want the pony wall to protrude and click. Then we drag the wall to the desired length. We then press Escape to drop the tool. If you look at 3D view, you will see the wall currently is a normal wall protruding from the existing bathroom wall. Let's go in and change the properties to make it a short pony wall. Open the wall properties by selecting the wall and clicking the properties button. Here we want to change the setting missing end to end to yes. When we do that, another property appears for opening base height. This is going to be the height of the pony wall. Let's make it 3 feet tall. Because we made it missing end to end, we will need to change the thickness back to 4 inches. Jumping into 3D view, we can see a short pony wall has been created. That's all we will cover regarding this tool. Next, we will cover the doorway and window tools. All right, let's go over the door and window tools in Sketch. You will notice several options when clicking the drop-down menu next to each tool. For the sake of basic Sketch skills, we are only going to go over the standard options. Starting with the door tool, you can either select it from the toolbar, or you can use the keyboard shortcut D. Select the tool, then hover and click where you want to place it. Once it's placed, you can go into the properties and adjust them accordingly. By default, Xactimate will add the door with standard dimensions of 2 feet 6 inches wide by 6 feet 8 inches tall. If the door is taller or wider, change the width or height accordingly. Additionally, you can change the swing to right or left hand. That's all we'll cover for now regarding doors. Let's jump into the window tool. Either select the tool from the toolbar or press W on your keyboard. Then hover and click where the window should be placed. You can either click to drop the standard window size in or click and drag it to the desired width. With windows, you will want to adjust the properties as all windows are not the same. Let's go over each of the window dimensions. Starting with the width, this will be correct if you clicked and dragged the window to size. Next, the base height. This is how high from the floor the base of the window is. Next is the height. This changes how tall the window opening is. Since windows often vary in shape, there are several shape options from flat arch, round arch to octagon. This covers the basics of the window tool. In later, more advanced videos, we will cover staircases and roofs, as those tools can get much more complicated.